Guardians take 3 of 4 against the Blue Jays this weekend. Good weekend for Cleveland baseball. They're in Chicago tonight to play the White Sox. First of 3, 8:10 tonight here on WMMS. Make sure you're listening there. 7:30 something is when all the pregame coverage will begin. You can listen to it as well on the iHeartRadio app. Guardians, White Sox, live from Guaranteed Rate Field tonight. And then they'll go off to play the Twins, and they'll be back a week from tomorrow against the lowly Cincinnati Reds. You Reds fans, you are in a bad place right now.
They're up to 5 games.
Hey!
They won 5 games now.
There you go. Still the worst team in baseball. Nevertheless, they will get a crack at your Cleveland Guardians next week here at home. I'll have another $1,000 for in about 8 minutes. Chance for you to go fund yourself. 3:30, 4:30, and 5:30. Next 3 keywords, last 3 of the day, for you to put $1,000 in your pocket. So be listening for those. Marcel from New York City. We haven't heard from Marcel in a while, Marcel. How have you been?
It's been a long time. I just called you since 2020 from the pandemic.
Oh, my goodness.
Super Bowl.
Yes. How did the pandemic treat you, Marcel? Were you locked in your Brooklyn apartment?
It is going to be exactly what the normal looks like. It's going to be a very sunny day.
Oh.
And even all things in the pandemic industry and the cases go out of this way. So do yourself a favor, iHeartRadio family. Get out, get vaccinated, and enjoy some free yourself. That is my strongly opinion. And guess what? That is gross. Miss you.
Miss you too, Marcel.
That is gross.
How have you been?
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Staying home as always.
Yeah, the pandemic industry, as you referred to. Yeah. So what's new?
Bill, Mary, Cody, miss you guys as well, too.
Wish I could say the same, bud.
Oh.
What?
Bill.
That's how we joke.
Go ahead, Marcel. What's on your mind?
Yay. Hey, it's Monday. And if you want all those laughs and all things, what's been going on in the internet industry, well, or social media, that's what the buzz is all about. I'm here for you listeners and the Alan Cox Show fans for the return of my call and your 100% trending stories for this Monday, May the 9th, the day after celebrating All Moms.
What did you do for Mother's Day, Marcel?
Well, believe it or not, I just have the post on my Facebook page, and then I have to spoke to my real moms itself. From Don Perkins.
What?
To
Where is your mom, Marcel? Does your mom live in Brooklyn?
Yeah, my grandmother lives here in Brooklyn.
Your
but
grandmother.
instead, from Gravesend. Back in 2003, my mom moves from Gravesend into Flatbush.
Okay. Well, that's
It's a long time.
But that's not that far away from where you are.
I know. I just chat, or even by on the phone, or even the message. What? And everything in between.
Yeah, okay.
How about you guys before I have to...
So what's happening today, Marcel? It's getting away from me quickly.
Oh, you better listen to this.
Yeah, I'm listening.
You better listen to this, you guys. According to the Ottawa Citizen, this is from our neighbors of the north. The Senators' organization fires Senior VP Pierre McGuire after less than a year on the job. So,
this is trending.
You know what? It is only 10 months. That's 10 months.
Wow, only 10 months up there in Ottawa. Yeah, okay, the Senators.
Right.
It's some sports news. I got you.
And, of course, for that, hired as the Senior Vice President of Hockey Development by late owner, 60-year-old McGuire was fired by Eugene Melinek. He was informed of the decision this morning, brought in last year after a lengthy broadcasting career with NBC Sports. He had been doing a lot of scouting for the organization in the last few months and has spent a great deal of time with the club's AHL affiliate in Bellevue, Ontario. He signed a 3-year deal with the organization, sold his house in Connecticut, and moved from us into our neighbors of the North. General Manager Pierre Dorian had no comment. And quote to this.
Seems like hearing from Marcel. Marcel, I've got to move on, but thank you so much for calling. There's Marcel in Brooklyn, New York, going on and on and on about the front office inner workings of the Ottawa Senators.
You know, the hot topics of the day. That's what people want to hear about.
That's right.
Canadian
hockey
local politics.
Front office, yes. Once Eugene Melnick gets thrown in there, guy's dead. Let's let him be that way.
Boy.
Oh, Marcel.
A lot of little bit of Marcel goes a long way. I don't think we need to hear from him again for a couple of years, decades. We'll say decades.
What?
He's trying to get everybody hip to the trending topics
in the internet industry.
From the internet industry to the pandemic industry, he will keep you abreast of everything that's going on.
What?
In Canada.
In Canada.
What?
Right. So, listen, I don't... it's a roll of the dice with Marcel, and we hadn't talked to him for a while, and I thought maybe he'll have something. He's very much like talking to Dick, where he's got what he wants to say ready, and he's not light on his feet. You know, he's not calling to have a little thrust and parry here. Mm-hmm. He's calling
no back and forth.
No.
What?
Marcel time. Well, he thinks he's doing a segment.
That is gross.
That's what he tweets out.
But apparently he also has no concept of time because to him the pandemic meant can't call or whatever.
Right, yeah.
You know? But he picked it right back up.
But also,
Ottawa Senators for people. Now listen, we have a number of Canadian beer cheese. We have people who listen on the iHeartRadio app. There might be somebody. Let's envision either one person in Ottawa, which I believe is the nation's capital.
He was talking about hockey. I tuned him out so hard.
I like hockey. What I'm saying is, what if we had somebody listening who was not only a Sens fan, but somebody who lived in Ottawa, and he tunes in and he goes, oh my God, this is just for me. This
Finally.
one guy talking about Ottawa hockey. Holy cow. Something to consider. And it's all courtesy of Marcel. Speaking of the app, by the way, you can always leave us messages there now, whether you're listening to the podcast of the show or you're listening live. A little talkback button there for you.
Hey, Alan. I was listening to the segment where Mary was talking about how she likes her house being extremely hot. I used to be like that, and I was cold everywhere I went, and then I got diagnosed with an iron deficiency. So if she got diagnosed with that or hasn't yet, she should probably look into it. If not, then she is just kind of crazy because now I think that everything is too hot. So love you guys. Bye.
Are you anemic?
Not that I know of.
All right.
I had blood work done like a couple months
Marcel.
ago.
Throwing up the bat signal for him. Ah, come on.
Marcel. Marcel.
What?
Marcel.
What?
Marcel.
What?
M-A-R-C-E-L. Marcel. M-A-R.
All right.
Much better than his call.
You had some blood work done and they determined that you weren't anemic?
No.
You don't have an
everything-
iron deficiency?
Everything came back normal.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't checking for an iron deficiency. It was just like your run-of-the-mill, let's check everything out to make sure it's all okay. Mm-hmm. Back when I had COVID,
Like when I had
bites.
when I had my chest X-ray, and she goes, "Looks 100% fine."
Yeah.
Two months into whatever I've got, she goes, "There's nothing going on.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Whatever."
Just a freeze, baby.
Yeah. All right. What's that more?
No. Again, this is still better than him.
What?
Marcel.
What?
I've got to give you some money here. It's $1,000, as promised. A chance for you to go fund yourself. Listen closely, and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword FUN at WMMS.com. That's fun. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
I have had to shift my thinking, and this has been not a regular topic, but it has been an intermittent topic here on the show of late, that I've had to shift my thinking radically on the subject of recycling. Because I am, I try to be diligent in that way, recycle everything I can. I was reading an article this morning that plastic recycling is just a hoax. Now, again, I'm always curious why stories come out when they do. You know, I don't know why now these environmental groups come out and go, yeah, the plastics industry, by the way, has not only did they put the onus on the consumer to recycle when they could have done way more on their end, but now they go, they've been lying to us all along that plastics are recyclable. If you ever seen anyone do a deep dive on the kinds of, they go, look at the bottom of the bottle. It'll have a little triangle with arrows and it'll have a number in it. Mm-hmm. And anything above 3, not recyclable. So then I'm a dope. So I go looking at the bottom of my plastic bottles and there's a 1, there's a 2. I go, okay, it goes in recycling. Americans at most recycle 6% of their plastics. Every American produces an average. So some people a lot more, some people a lot less. An average of 218 pounds of plastic waste in a year. And the Environmental Protection Agency says that plastic just has never been recyclable. It doesn't work, it will never work, and there's no amount of false advertising that will change that, said the Environmental Protection Agency. There is no circular economy of plastics. Because that's what you think. You go, this will become other things.
More plastic.
So when it comes to paper recycling, that's huge. And they're like, that's very effective. Glass, very effective. Cardboard, 90%.
Aluminum, right?
All
that's pretty good.
Yeah. Plastic recycling rates have never cracked double digits in this country.
Wow.
And they think that 9% of the plastics ever produced have been recycled, and that number is probably exaggerated. Which is a real bummer. Because you read these articles about how microplastics now are in our blood. Yeah. You can't get them out. Like there's so much, it degrades into microplastics.
Next step in human evolution.
Yeah.
It's just helping us evolve.
Carlin said it, the Earth plus plastic. Contaminate the environment and human bodies. They say in the course of a person's lifetime, we will consume about 44 pounds of microplastics. Think about that. Think about if you sat down to a table that had 44 pounds of microplastics and they gave you a spoon.
I don't have to eat it all in one sitting. I get my whole life to eat 44 pounds. I can eat up over 44 pounds of plastic over the course of, 75 years. It's not that bad.
Yeah, but the more plastics you're eating, that's going to degrade your life expectancy, isn't it?
Say you have 80 years. It's a half a pound a year.
If given the choice, would you sit down and eat it all at once? Get it out of the way? No.
Get over with.
These are microplastics, not macroplastics. You're not chomping on big bottles. Microplastics, right? In a spoon. Nobody's saying you got to eat them plain, raw.
Make it into cereal.
Yeah, something, you put like quinoa on things. And,
garlic butter.
Yeah.
I just want to say one word to you. Just one word.
Yes, sir.
Are you listening?
Yes, I am.
Plastics.
Exactly how do you mean?
There's a great future in plastics. Think about it. Will you think about it?
Yes, I will.
Enough said. That's a deal.
Mm-hmm, that's a deal. Did anybody pay attention to the Kentucky Derby?
I saw the outfits.
Trigger warning. Just the sound.
That's a great pun.
Yeah. No, just, my dad was, he took us to horse track since we were little kids. And so just the...
The horses are on the track.
I've never been.
It did. You've never been to a horse track?
No.
It's not a glorious place. It's not glamorous.
It's depressing.
The way that they...
Probably just the Kentucky Derby is the only...
The way that they glamorize the Kentucky Derby, and then if you go to like a local horse racing spot, you're like, this is the saddest place I have ever been
If you go to the Kentucky Derby where it's rich people in seersucker suits and hats, you go, this is great.
This is
Look
amazing.
This is the best. I used to do a lot, when I was on the air in Chicago, I used to do a lot of appearances out at Arlington Racetrack. And if you had some money and you were out there to have fun, you'd have a good time. Mm-hmm. But boy, you just see people with their head in their hands.
It was my dad gambling away your
not
paychecks.
a fun. Yeah, that's not a fun vibe. This Kentucky Derby is on the map because they said it was the second biggest upset in Kentucky Derby history. An 80-1 long shot.
That
Your
is
dad would have loved
money.
this. 80-1 called Rich Strike. This was a horse that wasn't even in the Derby until Friday because another horse dropped out and it won the Kentucky Derby. So if you put money, let's say you put $100 on this horse, 80-1. There's no way to know what that payout is.
$8,000.
There's no way to know, Mary, what that payout is.
But that's only if you put it on that horse to win. If you that's just a winning losing type of deal. If you put it on and you got him in the trifecta,
place or show,
is again just like to win or not to win,
right.
And then but there's a trifecta, there's a superfecta, which is if you guess the top 3 correctly or the top 5 correctly, and you've got that in order with
serious
an 80
money.
to 1. Oh my God, you're like life changing money.
Yeah, I want I think a trifecta. The first time I ever gambled when
you picked the first 3 correctly.
I picked the first 3 correctly. The first time I ever gambled, I won $500, and I was like, "That's enough for me." Like,
this is great.
I stuck with I gambled on a few more races, but just with like the free play stuff. But I just because my one friend is very into it, and he was telling me, no, a different friend. There's a lot of comedians that have all the same problems that you have. Yeah. And he was talking me into it, and like he would tell me when the races we should bet on were, and just telling me all the different stuff that we should do. And I was like, I don't have time to keep track of all this stuff.
Yeah.
He's a road comic, so he's got nothing to do during the day.
Yeah.
So it's what he lives for.
Yeah.
But winning that first one, winning $500 right off the bat, I was like, hey, this is great.
Like, I'm a connoisseur. I can do this.
Yeah, you win $500 and they go, do you want to cash out? You just go, no, I want to let it ride. Yeah. The horse track. Anyway, I've gone to Kentucky Derby parties, and those are insufferable enough. But these guys, of course, losing their friggin' minds because of this horse.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby, and they're into the stretch, and it's Messier, Crown Pride, and Epicenter is coming up on the outside. Epicenter has taken the lead. Simplification down the outside is next. They're coming down to the wire. Epicenter's ended. Rich Strike is coming up on the inside. Oh my goodness! The longest shot has won the Kentucky Derby. Rich Strike has done it in a stunning, unbelievable upset.
That's one of the biggest upsets in the history of the Kentucky Derby. Friday morning at 8 a.m., this horse was not in the race. An unbelievably upset, shocking Kentucky Derby with Rich Strike, who went off at 80-1.
I guess the jockey is like a big deal in Ohio horse racing.
Oh, yeah?
These jockeys will kind of move around a little bit, and I don't know where the owner of the horse is out of, but the guy that rode him to victory.
Figuratively speaking, of course.
That's right, figuratively speaking.
Because he's not a big...
He's a short, tiny little deal here in Ohio.
They are small.
And, of course, the crazy religious right there in Kentucky is already freaking out because they don't like anything that comes from behind.
30 years.
Yeah, everybody, 30 years of broadcasting. Oh, good. Don't you forget it. So anyway, I haven't read any stories about anybody who bet on that horse, but just, theoretically, 80-1, that would have been a story. But also those guys calling the Kentucky Derby, year to year, you can get excited. Something like this, though, boy, put a little steam in their stride.
Makes it
a little fire in their belly.
Even easier if you know that horse just got signed up on Friday, which, they do all their research. They have a team of people to do that so that when that happens, they sell it, and they sell it hard.
Sure.
There's no research.
That's Poundcake researched horse sounds very heavily to do his horse impression.
I can't stop thinking about microplastics in my blood right now.
Yeah!
I'm like, I think I have an ache. It's probably from microplastics.
My knee acts up when it's rained from microplastics.
Microplastics.
There's credit cards in there. There's broken down plastic bottles, Tropicana, Gatorade, whatever. Okay, I'm going to break. If you listen on iHeartRadio, you can leave us messages there if you like. If you want to text for something, 35192, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.